Hey, what's up, Street Talks? This is Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So currently here in Osaka, and I'm going to be here in Japan for the next 2 months or so. I'm going to be here in Osaka for about next month, and then we're going to be in Kyoto for about a month, and then Tokyo for about a month. So I just wanted to show you what's inside my bag, because whenever I travel, I'm always curious what other people do in their bags. So essentially, this is the bag I've traveled with forever. I put some gaffer tape on it. Essentially, this bag is the ThinkTank Perception 15, and I deem it the best camera bag for travel ever. You can see here in the front, there's these adjustable loops here. Also, you could, if it gets really heavy, you could kind of clip this here together, which is actually really useful because you could actually shove tons of stuff in this bag. And also you could see it's just super comfortable. It's nice and squishy. And there's two different models. I think there's a slighter bigger pro version. I haven't used it, but then the 15 seems to be able to carry all my stuff well. And also what I love is there's these little compartments here. So in here I'm able to hold random stuff like earplugs, which are absolutely essential when you're traveling. I have the Heroes. Hearos. I got them from Amazon. And since I'm a glasses wearer, I freaking love these things, even though they're so bad for the environment. The Zeiss lens wipe cleaners. These work so well for my glasses and also all my electronics. So those are actually essential for me. And also there's this tiny little mini compartment here. And what do I have in here? So for flights, I don't even remember where I got this, but I'm able to plug these into some of the headrests, especially when I'm flying economy, and I'm able to plug in a normal headphone jack in there. And also, what else I got in here? Ooh, got these in Japan. These are so good. Meiji, they sell these 95% cacaos, which are really good because they don't have as much sugar and kind of keep me nice and energized. I have an old iPod Nano that my sister Jennifer got for me, and also I have these pretty cool earbuds that I got. These, I think they're called musician headphones. I got these in Vietnam. They're custom made, pretty cool, and you just loop around the ear, and really good bass control, and they just sound awesome. So I just have those in there. And you can see here, what do I got in here? You have these little mini pouches that you could use to hold your stuff. And here, of course, got the trusty Ricoh GR version 2. It's so old now, like even when I turn it on, there's like this really annoying squeaking sound. You see I black taped it. I have a screen protector, and I've actually cracked it somewhere along the line. And it's probably the best, the only digital camera more or less I travel with, just keep it in P mode. And of course, have the lovely Air Kim neck strap on it, which is essential for my travels because I'm able to just kind of wear the camera around my neck. And essentially I just wear it like a necklace. I was always thinking, oh, okay, rappers wear big heavy chains. I could just wear my camera strap. And yeah, you could check it on Amazon, just search Air Kim neck strap. And the reason why I made this was because the Ricoh has these tiny little loops that actually aren't compatible with other straps. So we essentially had to make a new strap that fits the Ricoh. So this has actually been really cool. So that's the Ricoh, and new copy of Street Hunt. Check it out on Amazon, Street Hunt Air Kim, and full of all these really cool photography assignments. So whenever I want to stay inspired my photography, I like to just kind of flip to random assignments, shooting street photography in different places, like shooting street photography in the local cafe, or shooting street photography at the park. And there's all these really cool assignments, and there's these places for you to reflect on the side, like shooting public transportation. And yeah, it's actually really cool. It's the first print book that we've done in color in this street notes format, and it's a really cool book. Check it out. Just search Street Hunt Air Kim on Amazon. So that's that. And also, generally, this is also a good life hack, is just if you have a bunch of electronics and stuff that you need to travel with, just kind of put it inside a plastic Ziploc bag. So what I currently have in here is, let's see what I got here. I just got some extra batteries and SD card holders and stuff like that. This is actually a really cool thing. So I have the new 10.5-inch iPad Pro, and this is the SD card adapter. And this is also the cool thing with this bag. There's two spots for iPad. There's an iPad slot up here, and this is the iPad Pro 10.5-inch. Freaking totally worth it. I had the old iPad Air, and it's way faster, and it's still pretty light, and the black one looks cool. So you can see this SD adapter. You could just essentially plug this in down here, and the really cool thing with this is that, let's say if I just want to have a minimalist setup, I just pop open my Ricoh, take the SD card, take this out here, and I could use, all you have to do is essentially plug it in. This is really hard to do one hand. Okay, so plug this in here, and you can see here on the iPad Pro, it'll just pull up the import button, this import thing, and then you just click import all. No, don't click delete all, import all, and then it'll automatically start importing all of the photos. And nowadays, to keep it simple, I just shoot JPEG only, and you can see how quickly it imports. And then once it's done importing, let's say you just want to keep it in your camera or delete it. For now, I just keep, and it just makes it super easy, because down here under albums, you could see this area here is called last import, and I could kind of scroll through all my photos, and then if I want to look through my photos one by one, I could do it like this. And whenever I see a photo that I like, in the top right corner, I could just press the little start, the little pick button here, or I could just kind of scroll through my images like this to see small thumbnails of images that I like. And usually if I want to go back to albums and see the photos that I clicked favorite, then I could just go here under favorites. So it's a pretty minimalist way to just quickly look through your photos and edit your photos, and it's something that I've actually been really enjoying. And also I really like the new iPad with new version of Lightroom. And also I got Cindy's older 13-inch MacBook Air. It's from 2014. It was maxed out at the time. It still works pretty well. You can see this nice Ada Lovelace, essentially who invented computers, Women in Open Technology and Culture, the Ada Institute. And this has actually been really good too, because I recently picked up I'm starting to learn Python for beginners, or automate the boring stuff with Python. It's a course on Udemy. Thank you so much to Cindy for introducing me to it, and also they have a free open source code, so you can see I'm using Python idle. I'm just basically teaching myself, so I mean, I'm sure you could probably do this on the iPad, but it's really useful to use it on the computer. And also when I'm writing blog posts, sometimes it's useful to use IA Writer on the MacBook Air if I want to write certain things, if I just want to type quickly. But the issue is that I have pretty bad carpal tunnel now, so anything that requires a lot of typing on the keyboard is actually not so nice. So generally what I like to do instead is on the iPad. Let's see what I got here. So I got my iBooks, iWriter, Procreate. These are some other apps that I have. But if I open up iWriter, you can see what I'll generally do is, let's say if I have a blog post, I have like how to discover more joy and happiness in photography. Essentially I could click on the screen, click return, and you can see that what I'll generally do is just double click this here, turn it around. Okay, so yeah, so generally I'll do some typing, and then whenever I click enter, it changes, it keeps the focus mode keeps the writing in the center. so it helps me stay focused. And that's actually really cool to just have a nice flow when I'm writing. And you can see, usually, actually when I'm typing, I'll just touch type like this. And actually, right now it's all just gibberish, but actually it's pretty accurate when I'm just straight up typing. And also the new Lightroom CC on mobile actually works really well. Really love the presets. I'm actually a huge fan. And let's see, is that all I got in my bag? Yeah, and that's pretty much more or less I got in my bag. Also, another pro tip is when you're traveling, I'd actually recommend these things. I got them on Amazon, the Anchor adapters. So you could just plug it. You could plug in 2 USB things in the one outlet, and yeah, that's it. So my general recommendation is when it comes to traveling, just kind of keep it simple, keep it minimalist. Don't travel with too much stuff. When in doubt, throw it out. And this is also another practical tip: is in terms of clothing, the best clothes to travel with are merino wool. So this is just a black merino wool shirt that I got from my friend Kevin. He got it from Outlier. It's actually pretty expensive. It's like about $100. But if you just go on Amazon, search black merino wool shirt, they don't stink. They're pretty warm in the winter, and they're also pretty cool in the summertime. And also, these are pretty funny. I just wear black athletic shorts, and essentially I got these like leggings, which are really good for yoga, which keep things just super light when I'm just traveling and whatnot. And also, my favorite, the Nike Free Run RN shoes. They're essentially like socks, and you don't have to tie them, and they're super stretchy. And yeah, and then you can see here it bends super well here too, just like a sock. They're pretty expensive, but I think that any shoe that allows you to walk really long distances, and any shoe with this sock-like material. So I know Nike has it, even Skechers, everyone kind of has it now. Any kind of shoe that you travel with is essential, because if you're going to be shooting photography and walking a lot, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Yeah, so that's basically what I got in my bag for this trip. So hopefully it could give you some new ideas in terms of how to travel light, even if you're on the road for about 2 months. And remember, the purpose of traveling is, for you to walk around, have new experiences, make photos, eat good food, but not to overpack, not to worry too much about burdening yourself too much with the photography stuff. And even photography, of course, it's about making nice photos, but more important is for you to create memorable experiences, for you to be more adventurous and have fun. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace out.